Welcome back to the channel. I'm Keith, Jesse on the camera. This is ProNoobRC. Tonight we're making a rider for our latest build and addition to the lineup of junk and toys we build and entertain ourselves with. So yeah, we did this one in the last video. Video's a bit all over the place. Jesse, it's impossible to make a clean video when you're just winging it with parts and different trucks and stuff. So we were kind of all over the place with the build. We started with one truck. We started with a Jeep. We pretty much ended up with a deadbolt, shortened that up and all this. So yeah, we went over how to take care of that video. So looking for a driver for this guy. We had a few options. We got Frederick here, but well, he looked like he might have had an accident. It might take a little bit too much work to clean him up, but yeah, we'll find a build for him one day. He's too big. Scale of him, I think, is 7-inch. Oh my god. Lost his head. Scale of him, I think, is 7-inch, so no good. And, where's Skeletor? Oh, we got our ProNoob shop mascot here with his stylish jacket on. And, he's a skeleton. And his feet are massive for a skeleton. Like size 24s or something, like they're huge. So yeah, and once again, too big. He's almost the same height as Frederick here. Yeah, so no good. 7-inch, 6.5, no buenos, no good. So then we found this little dude, just a very generic what do you call them, like GameStop toy kind of thing or whatever that you see sitting on the counter. And he was good. Good size. He ended up he had an accident, so we gotta put him back together here before we get building, but he's actually got to get rebuilt in a different manner, so he's okay. The size is good, the height's good, the width, everything. The seat height with his legs bent was never gonna work with the width of the seat, and his height from his massive moose knuckle here. It's just gonna keep him up, so we got to trim him down in the grundle area right here. And I've already kind of started on this side. We have opened up the part where his leg goes. I'm going to bring that up higher through here. I just started carving it out with a knife because he's made of like rubber goo stuff or whatever. So we're going to open this up on both sides and bring these up closer together. It doesn't have to be crazy close in the middle because he needs to sit with it spread out. And then we're going to re-glue everything back together. We're going to trim all this extra junk off him. We're going to take the Pit Boy, I think they call that thing, off his arm. And just clean him up, take his shields off, because he doesn't need shields to ride a four-wheeler. Those are just rubber. Clean that off. A little bit of Tamiya epoxy on here. And some paint. We're going to have a very decent scale-looking rider. So we can actually start getting a video out for you guys of the truck. The Raptor with the quad in the back. And do a decent video. Because it just doesn't feel right driving around without a rider on it. So yeah, so we're gonna get the camera set up to a better position to work on a small little project like this. And yeah. Okay, let's get this started. So we assume this guy's a good scale to the vehicle. We know we need to cut off all his extra jizz and jazz and stuff here you don't need. And then we need to shape out the hips to get them to fit. And this is my first time doing this, so check this out. So his one hand is closed in a fist, and his other hand is in a pistol kind of position. So that works good for the machine. And that one we just need to open up a hole through the center. We're gonna start with a 1/16 drill bit. Line this up with where we want it to go through. Okay, so now we got a corpse hanging on to the handlebars. For me, when I'm building anything like this, even though it's my first time, I'm going to start by getting my rider position, starting at the handlebars, and then work my way down and build the rider out from there. With this stuff, you're never going to find a rider that's just going to fit perfectly. Perfect. If you didn't see it, trust me, it's there. Okay, so look. Whoop. Helps when you make that sound, you put things together, so proven fact. This thumb could use a little bit of work. We're gonna add a little bit of heat, pull that thumb down so it can grab onto the handlebars. Yeah, get some. There you go, roll the wrist, put them in, sitting good. So like we said earlier, we gotta mow down the grundle area on this guy. It doesn't need to be so high in that area. As you're sitting down, your hips are higher up than where they are on the toy, right? So yeah, so we're gonna mow that down a little bit more, get him sitting on there. Head height's good, but yeah, he's gonna come out some section in there, and then we gotta get these legs onto the body like so, but with a little bit more of a bend. Here we go. Yeah, see what we're going for? So, who knows? We'll figure this out. Arm lock back position. Better deal with there. It's the height that the body needs to sit at now. It's sitting where we want it. So now we need to move the remove the inside of the bottom of the lower dungeon area. I don't know what you want to call it. So we're going to use our Proline tire glue. Like we said before, we like to use Proline tire glue for our building. Now we wait. We're going to go find the zip kicker, or just wait a few minutes and let that set up. Meantime, we can work on the other leg. We're going to make the same cuts we did. Cut a little bit off the back and then undercut the thigh area. So that leg's in there, setting up pretty nicely. We got some gaps to fill as we're working on painting them, but pretty good for just winging it. I gotta say, not bad for my first try. Okay, so that guy should be set up. We just gotta get him off here without knocking anything too much. And then we can hit this guy with some more of our CA glue. Zip kicker makes CA glue instantly dry. Don't spray your cap while you're don't spray your glue, the cap's open. Done that before. We need to go wash him before we can do anything else now. With using the zip kicker, you need to get that cleaned off before you can sand and paint and stuff. You don't want to spread that all around. So we're gonna go wash him with dish detergent and he's hot. Lots of chemical reactions. We're gonna go wash him with dish detergent and hot water. We'll be right back. Okay, now that we got the rider positioned, we know that he's gonna fit. Now you can start to make that commitment to add in the scale details, right? So we're gonna clean up where we took off the Pip-Boy. I'm just using a triangle Mastercraft file. I like to use a triangle because it's got 3 sharp edges, and you can use those edges to actually saw off anything that's above the surface that you really don't want in there. So you can use it kind of as a saw, kind of as a file. But you can really go through this guy really quick because we need to get this guy done and painted because Jesse gotta go to work. For the hole in the side of the leg, we're gonna patch that with some shoe goo, and we're just gonna mask off his hands and his neck, and we're gonna paint him, well, it's winter, so white right now. We can come back, paint him another color later on. Okay, so we're just gonna tape off his neck, hands, all that stuff. Okay, there we go. We got Duder taped off, ready to go. We do know he has a gaping hole in the side of his leg. Just for the sake of the video though, we're gonna get this guy into paint so we can get him onto the bike and get this guy outside in the next video for a sweet video of dude and quad and truck and stuff. Okay, so we're getting there. We filled up the hole in his leg. In around the thigh area where we cut some out here, through here. There was a hole in his back here we filled up. And just the inner thigh area so it would still look kind of just like his snowsuit or whatever's pushed up instead of big gaping holes in them. I did file down one of the shield mounts on the back of his arm, and then I put a thin coating of shoe goo over there. Using shoe goo on the guy. I'm not going to put filler or nothing on him. Shoe goo dries in like 15-20 minutes. Works out well. Right now we're just doing a little bit of just knocking down the edges on the stuff that was left on his bat belt or whatever you want to call it. Storage hippie belt or something. I primered him with Tamiya primer, and then I hit him with light sand, Tamiya TS light sand. I gotta get the code and I'll put it in the description. Otherwise, that's all dry. We're gonna go throw a coat of paint on him, and then we can just detail him up, slap together, put him on the quad, and be done with him. Okay, little rider dude's all done, shaped out. Got his lower area there opened up to fit the seat. Otherwise, yeah, coming along good. We filled the areas in here and here, and some in here, his leg, shoulder, drilled out his hand. Now we're just gonna throw some paint on him. I did him a base color that way, in light sand. I found this photo of a camo style that I decided to try to imitate. It's got some gray, some black, and some green. Green is going to be the base color with some black and gray over top. So as you can see, I'm just kind of working it all around with my base green here. Just doing kind of camo pattern, whatever, just miscellaneous. It's completely random camo, so you can't do it wrong, right? So just do little patches, big patches. It's a good time now if you have a bad spot like this on the back of his shoulder, you can, you know, cover right over the whole area. There we go. So we got our base color on. It's starting to look like a little bit of camo. We'll let that guy dry up for a few minutes, come back, and I'm gonna start laying down some gray on top. That looks better in person, just give a word on it. Okay, now, finishing color, my favorite color, XF1 flat black. I'm gonna paint this hand black because the one hand came with a glove painted on it, and most of the time when we ride out here, it's crappy weather and we wear gloves, so we'll just give him one glove hand. Okay, we let that dry, and as I was going through this, I decided I am gonna add some blaze orange since he's gonna be in the camo gear. And then I'm gonna show you how I blend all those colors together. Okay, for the final color, we're gonna add some Tamiya X6 Blaze Orange. And I'm just gonna repeat the process. I'm gonna use this stuff in just a little bit less amounts, but I'm gonna dab it on thick so it stands out over top and drowns out the colors underneath. There we go. We got Safety Camo Hunter Joe here. We'll call him that. I don't know which one to call him, but yeah, that came out pretty damn good from a blue and yellow Fallout dude. Not bad. I guess I could use a little more on that side, eh? Let's put some more right there. Right there. Okay, so we got our guy looking pretty good there. Very happy how he's turning out actually for just winging a hunting camo suit for my blue guy. I just went in the other room and I hit him with some Tamiya TS55 flat clear to kind of blend all the colors together a lot better now. And now I'm using Tamiya X19 smoke. You use it for a tint or a smoke on a taillight, and you can see I can just kind of go through and kind of darken up some areas. Not all of it, but you know, I can knock down that orange, kind of blend it, and then also make him look like he's a little bit dirty, right? He's not just yuppie with his fresh suit out there. Like, the reason that I am put the layer of clear coat down between doing this over top, that I'm going to go over top all the colors, is this can reactivate some of the paint if it's not fully cured and cause a big mess. You get all your colors mixing together. Using the smoke will give it some definition into the seams and stuff again, and kind of make it, you know, the creases and everything kind of pop out too. If you don't have too much smoke, you can use a mix of thinner and just a little bit of black paint. It's like 20 parts to 1. So 20 drops of thinner one drop of paint. And you get the same effect, pretty much. It won't work as well if you're looking to tint a taillight or something like that, like the smoke would, but it works good for this kind of stuff. But be careful with the thinner, you make sure you get a good layer of clear on there, so. Okay, let's go dry that off, bring them back, put them on the bike, and get this wrapped up. I think that looks awesome. Well, there we go. That brings us to the end of getting our SCX24 ATV build done. We don't do anything half-assed. We're gonna put a rider on it before we go out and shoot it. I was gonna take it out the other day and shoot it with the Raptor driving around, but it just didn't feel right with not having a guy on it. So a little bit of work. Guy's fitting good. Looks good. With kind of a wild looking kind of new style hunting, but if you want, right? Some blaze orange and some camo. Looking good. Get some better shots of this. Back onto the Bronco, I promise. I'm done messing around. Sorry guys. Bronco time.